Welcome back to the Paranormal State, Washington, and UFO UAP. With Makaula Nakae, a lifelong experiencer and ET contactee since 1990. Today's episode, Majestic 12, MJ12. Majestic 12, or MJ12, refers to an alleged ultra-secret committee of scientists, military leaders, and government officials purportedly established by U.S. President Harry S. Truman in 1947. According to conspiracy lore, this group managed the recovery, analysis, and cover-up of extraterrestrial technology following the Roswell crash. Though widely regarded as an elaborate hoax by historians and government agencies, the concept remains a bedrock pillar of UFO mythology. Modern UFO lore evolved from roadside rumors of tinfoil and rubber weather dummies into a sprawling government conspiracy on a chilly December afternoon in 1984. Up to that point, Roswell was remembered as a quaint, decades-old newspaper blip. That changed when an anonymous envelope landed on the doorstep of television writer and producer Jamie Shandera. The envelope contained a single, rolled-up strip of undeveloped 35mm, black and white film postmarked from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Shandera handed the roll to researcher William Moore. When developed, the frames revealed crisp, typed images stamped top-secret MAJIC EYES ONLY, outlining a clandestine steering committee created in 1947 to manage the recovery, autopsy, and river engineering of non-human technology. The Truman Forrestal Memo. Dated September 24, 1947, this memo purportedly directed Secretary of Defense James Forrestal to create Majestic 12 to control recovered extraterrestrial materials outside normal congressional oversight. Skeptics immediately flagged a fatal anachronism. The Department of Defense and the title Secretary of Defense did not exist in September 1947, as the national military establishment wasn't renamed until 1949. The Eisenhower Briefing Document EBD. Dated November 18, 1952, this multi-page paper prepared by Admiral Roscoe H. Hillenkoetter, detailed to recovered spaceships. One near Roswell in 1947 and another on the plains of San Agustin in 1948, and explicitly confirmed the recovery of non-human biological entities and preliminary autopsies. When Moore and Shandera went public, the UFO community split. True believers viewed it as the ultimate validation of underground bunkers and hidden spacecraft, while skeptics and forensic examiners dismissed it as a masterclass and elaborate forgery. Roswell was retroactively rewritten as ground zero for a shadow government. The public splash caught the attention of the FBI and the Air Force Office of Special Investigations, OSI. Federal investigators, forensic examiners, and historians concluded the documents were completely bogus. The time-traveling typewriter, the typeface of the Truman Forrestal Memo, matched an electric typewriter model, not manufactured until 1963, 16 years after its purported execution. The copy-paste signature. Truman's signature was clipped and pasted directly from an unrelated, authentic 1947 letter to Dr. Vannevar Bush, then rephotographed. Bureaucratic malpractice, document formatting, classification markings, and administrative syntax completely contradicted actual late negative 1940s government protocols. The Cutler-Twining Memo Trap. In 1985, Moore and Shandera found a new document in the National Archives referencing MJ12. Investigators quickly realized it was a freshly typed, uncatalogued plant slipped into unindexed boxes to retroactively legitimize the initial leak in a circular feedback loop. The intelligence community disinformation theory. Operatives within the CIA, or OSI, leaked the fake shadow committee as a glittering distraction. By feeding a compelling sci-fi narrative to researchers, intelligence agencies swallowed up the UFO community's bandwidth, shielding classified Cold War aerospace programs like the U-2 or SR-71 behind a fictional wall of little gray men. The civil hoaxer theory. Figures within the civilian UFO community, most notably William Moore and his inner circle, concocted or championed the MJ12 papers to rescue a flatlining Roswell narrative from local folklore. The documents provided the ultimate master narrative engine for book sales, documentary contracts, and cultural relevance. Despite its paperwork crumbling under scrutiny, MJ12 became global shorthand for elite government secrecy. It bridged the gap for a multi-decade cover-up, by introducing the deep state concept, an extra-constitutional shadow cabinet pulling strings behind closed doors. Tracing its fingerprints across blockbuster films, television series, video games, and novels, Majestic 12 completed an astonishing transition. From a debunked administrative forgery into a permanent archetype in the American imagination, proving that a deeply satisfying mystery will always outlive the messy truth. If you ever want to see what happens when fringe internet lore collides with federal bureaucracy, you don't need to dig through dusty basement archives. You can just head over to the FBI's Electronic Freedom of Information Act reading room, affectionately known as the Vault, where a dedicated file awaits under the banner of Majestic 12. Before you start checking your calendar for an invitation to an underground shadow cabinet meeting, let's clear up one crucial detail. Those files are not sitting in the federal database to prove that a secret band of alien-hunting elites actually ran the country. They are there because the Bureau spent a considerable amount of taxpayer time and ink trying to figure out who pulled off one of the funniest paper shuffling pranks of the 20th century. When the mysterious MJ12 briefing papers first started making the rounds among UFO researchers in the mid-1980s, they didn't stay confined to late-night radio shows and mimeograph newsletters. Eventually, copies of the documents, complete with high-level headers, stamped top secret MAJIC Eyes Only, found their way straight into the hands of federal authorities. By late 1988, 2 different FBI field offices received unsolicited copies of the infamous memo. Now, bureaucracy being what it is, you cannot simply look at a piece of paper bearing fake presidential executive orders and a top-secret clearance stamp and say, "Oh, that's just some guys having fun in a darkroom." Because the documents purported to leak actual state secrets regarding crashed extraterrestrial spacecraft, the Bureau was legally and procedurally obligated to take a long, hard look. The big question haunting the agents wasn't, are there little green men in Ohio? But rather, did someone just illegally leak real, highly classified government secrets? The FBI did not carry out this investigation alone. Teaming up with the Air Force Office of Special Investigations, OSI, the branch tasked with guarding the military's deepest technological closets, investigators tore the documents apart. They cross-referenced administrative styles, checked historical timelines, and consulted with the National Archives. The final verdict, preserved forever in the FBI's public vault, was delightfully blunt. The documents were completely bogus. Investigators formally concluded that President Harry S. Truman had never authorized any such committee. The signatures were clumsy cut-and-paste jobs, and the entire dossier was an internal hoax. The file was promptly stamped, archived, and filed away, not as proof of an alien cover-up, but as a monument to administrative fraud. Today, anyone with an internet connection can pull up the official Majestic 12 page on the FBI Vault website and read the investigation reports for themselves. It stands as a wonderfully ironic punchline. True believers love to point to the existence of an official FBI Majestic 12 file as definitive proof that the government is hiding something. In reality, the file exists purely to document the day Uncle Sam put on his reading glasses, examined a poorly forged UFO memo, sighed deeply, and wrote fake across the top in metaphorical red ink. To be continued. Watch and listen. Watch the cinematic video trailer. Listen to the full podcast now. Explore the archive Cosmic Awakening Volume 1, 1991, Peru, Journey into the Unknown, Sacred Valley of the Incas. Volume 2, Ascension 2012, The Golden Alchemy. Part 3, The First Contact and the Paranormal State. Join the journey. New episodes drop periodically. Each chapter delivers a tight, hyper-focused 10 to 30-minute exploration into the evolution of ufology, perfect for your daily plunge into decoding hidden messages from outer space, designed to raise awareness and foster human evolution. Subscribe to support your inner development. Thumbs up to help push our channel through the algorithm. Comment below. Share your thoughts on today's episode.